at the... Do you want me to go back or you're muted?
Give it a quick buzz back, thanks.
Yeah, so we're going to kick off the Monday, the Autumn Rebellion on Monday, 22nd of March, with Morgue Style Die-In at 7:30 to remind everyone that the climate crisis is also a health crisis. Then we're going to head to the AGL headquarters in Docklands. And then the rebellion is really kicking off with a welcome to country in the Carlton Gardens by Uncle Bill, people would have seen him in December last year as well. Then we're gonna hit the streets for some mass disruptions in the CBD and come back to the Carlton Gardens for some music and party. And that's gonna be very fun. We'll have like some dance lined up. On the Tuesday morning, we're gonna have some bike swarms. In the afternoon, an action that is organized by West Side. The current name is Corporates Have Our Governments by the Balls, the Scrotum Parade. So that seems interesting, more to be announced. And come back to Camp Carlton with some music and activities. On the Wednesday, we're going to have a bike swarm again in the morning. And I should emphasize that all of this is still a draft. You can still, pigs can still move and actions can be added. But this is what we are starting with. And in the afternoon, we're going to have Dancing to Extinction, a parade through the streets, I believe. And in the evening, dinner, maybe a movie screening. That's still being to be confirmed. On the Thursday, in the morning, there's a few rebels who have a court hearing for their participation in the Princess Bridge action 2 years ago, and they're gonna try the extraordinary emergency defense. So it would be great to have some rebels outside the magistrate court at this time in the morning. And in the afternoon, we're gonna have a really cool Murdoch action, Tell the Truth. You might have seen a snapshot of that last year. So that seems to be really interesting. And in the evening, back to Camp Carlton's with some music. It's Friday night, so we might have a bit... Oh, no, this is Thursday night, sorry. Friday will be youth voices, so with XR Youth and maybe Fridays for Future or Climate School Strike for Climate, yeah. And the Friday night, maybe a bigger night in the Carlton Gardens with some music. We should have the Combat Wombat. I don't know if you've already seen them, but it's pretty amazing. On Saturday, we're gonna have our now infamous Nudie March. So the Naked Truth / Vulnerable But Climate Nudie March. I don't know if you've seen this one 2 years ago at the Spring Rebellion. That was very fun, and that attracted lots of media attention. So this is happening again. And then back to the Carlton Gardens. And Sunday, we're hoping to have some XR family activities in the gardens, in the city, and then we're going to pack up the camp. Did I forget anything? Do you want to add anything, Violet?
That looks really great. We don't have any people in charge in the rebellion, but we do have some liaisons here from different affinity groups, and I was wondering if anybody wanted to expand on the vision for this section, if they've heard anything about the group plans. Yeah, Judy. Sorry, I can't see hands. So.
It's a bit tricky. Hey, well, I could talk about the Dance to Extinction, but also I did want to raise the possibility of the disobedience again, and just make sure it's not been forgotten. And I'd love to come out of this meeting with some sort of way forward to see if that's possible. And I don't know when that might be, but could be anywhere, anytime, I guess. I don't know if everybody knows about the disobedience if you didn't come to the Spring Rebellion last time, but it's really cool, and the music's staying alive, and who doesn't want to dress up in gold lame anyway? So that's that. I'm happy to follow that up with Misha, but if somebody knows her better, just maybe let's whoever's interested in nutting that one out with me. I know Coralie is. Maybe we could just have a chat today or tomorrow or something. The other thing is just this Dance to Extinction, which at the moment is looking like it might be a parade through the city with some the civil disobedience and a lot of endangered animals in cutouts, skeletons, people maybe wearing red and black and dancing and possibly dying. But we're also thinking about a walk of shame for to target certain groups who are involved in habitat destruction at the moment, such as Vic Forests, such as the Ross Trust down in what's it called? The Arthur's Seat. Anyway, things like that. So that's pretty rough, and we've got a few art making days. So forests, endangered animals, climate deforestation, criminals, that sort of thing. That's it from me. That's when.
Thanks, Judy. And yeah, I would really love to see Disco Obedience get up as well. And it seems like a good XR family Sunday day activity. So hopefully, maybe we can filter it into that space, and XR families can pick it up. But there's no XR families crew organising at the moment. So if anybody considers themselves an XR family and wants to bolster that team, that'd be great. Anybody else want to give feedback on their section or give some more information about their part of the calendar? Yeah, John. Yeah. And then Marco.
Just to say, Violet, how pleased I am that we're doing something against AGL. The report from the Crib Point Investigative Committee is given to the Minister by the 22nd of this month. The Minister has to make some judgment by the 25th of March, and that's right near where we are. And I think it's really good that we'll be able to highlight that this company are villains. So we'll be there, and I hope as many others can come down as possible. Thanks.
Thanks, John. And obviously the other really good thing about that action is it's right in Docklands, which is where all of the media stations are. So they'd have to be very, very lazy not to come and give us some attention. So I'm really, really grateful that that's lined up very well. Marco.
Yeah, I can't give too much updates on XR Youth yet, but we do have some exciting things being planned with bigger public kind of highly disruptive yet festive action in the afternoon, which will be and then we'll at the moment it's all we don't have too much specifics, but there will definitely be a couple big things, and one of those will be public and in the afternoon.
Excellent. That's great to hear, because I know that a lot of people will be really burning to support you and the youth, because that's why we're here. So thank you so much for that, and any support we can give, just let us know. Any other report backs from groups? Bron? And then Costas. Oh, Bron, you're still on mute. No, still can't hear you, but you're not on mute. That's strange. Check your connection. Wiggle your jack. There you go. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it just about when the Reds will be involved. Hopefully, we're hoping at least in that first day, the opening ceremony perhaps, and also the mass disruption of the city. So I guess closer to the time we'll work out where that will be and have some sort of liaison between the organisers of that so that we can position ourselves appropriately. So just I'm not sure who to be in contact with about that, but anyone
Yeah.
let me know.
Yeah, we meet Action Circle meets Saturday mornings, so happy for that to be a space to check in with. And we also have an Action Circle chat that I can connect a liaison for the Reds into that chat as well. So just let me know who the best person is to add.
Okay.
And that goes for anyone sort of planning, making sure that you've got sort of one person connected in with the anchor circle would be really good. Costas and then Bellamoke and Cat. Or is that is it clarification or can? All right. Costas.
Okay. Morn 10 meets tonight, so I hope to have an action Wednesday or the Thursday. So I'll report back on that as a coordinated action. And the pink boat will be in the city, on the river throughout the whole of the March Rebellion. So if we want a photo op or just work with me. I'm not too sure. We'll just be highlighting the message and sailing down the river with the pink boat.
Let's get the Reds on the boat.
Yeah.
Possible. Yeah, absolutely. So so that's what I've got to. That's what we're bringing. We're So let's work together. I'm available. Message me directly. Yeah, that's it.
So on Thursday, the Tell the Truth action is mustering at Camp Carlton at 4. So if Mornington Peninsula want to do an action during the day, having the debrief finish before 4 p.m. would be perfect.
Okay, thanks for that. So before 4, is that right?
Finish before 4.
Finish before 4. Okay. Thank you.
Bellamo. Oh, you're on mute.
Yep. Oh, sorry. I'm in my phone. So I was just kind of floating an idea which isn't come from any group, it's across all groups or potentially could be across all groups. So I'm not quite sure how to do that. Is what would be, it was using the I was using the props from the Murdoch thing last year. So the idea was to have a group of people travelling on public transport to, I talked about this in the XR group chat, Darabin group chat, travelling dressed up in their suits with the large Murdoch newspaper props, travelling on public transport into the city and then moving together to whatever XR action is on, and then having a QR code on the props. And then so the idea is to keep information moving from public transport into some sort of idea. So it's across all groups. So how do I put that out as an idea across all groups? That's my question.
That's a great question. So we have an actions call out channel. Into Rebellion on Signal, and so this is a great place where a whole bunch of people can be a part of that chat, and then you post on there saying this is my idea, and then anyone who likes that, you can shift them into their own affinity. So I'll post the link to that Signal chat if anybody wants to join that chat, and then you can make that post on there. And also there's Mattermost and things like that as well. But yeah, I think that's a really, really great idea. But we're going to move into ideas in the second part of this meeting. So what I'd like to do now is, unless there's any more report back specifically about actions, I'm just going to break you out and let you have a little bit of a chat now that I have breakout rooms. And you can reflect on the poster. I'm going to stop the recording.
Same lines as it was.
Sorry, I'll just record this bit as well.
Camp Carlton was being set up pretty much the same way it was last Spring Rebellion. We'll be meeting in there people will be sleeping overnight, setting up tents, and sleeping overnight. And during the daytime, we hope people will come into camp and head off then to the actions. So it'll sort of be a central meeting point where most of the actions head off from. And it's an opportunity for people to meet together in the evenings. We're putting on a better, I think, putting on a lot more entertainment in the evenings, we hope. So that should be good. One thing that might not be quite as good as last time was food. Last time we had an inspired group that worked flat out providing 3 meals a day for us. That was exhausting for them. So a little bit more maybe self-catered within the camp. So we'll have gas burners and stuff there, and we'll cook breakfast. We'll provide breakfast and lunch out of that, and then probably people will organise casseroles and things. That's still a work in progress. One of the things I think Rob McKechnie has been speaking to the police liaison, and the police have said that they won't remove us from the site. So we have a permission to be there. The one thing we haven't officially got permission for is to put tents up. That's always been a sort of a bit edgy with council. Last time they basically said they would go home at 8 o'clock at night, come back at 7 o'clock in the morning. As long as they didn't see any tents, they were happy. So we hope that will apply this time as well. So that's where we are with that. The other thing which is important constantly is the COVID preparations. We have, I think it's tier 2 level events or anything over between 1,000 and 5,000 people. So we've targeted for 1,000 to 5,000 people with enough a COVID plan, and we'll be submitting that to the health department to see what they have to say about it. So that COVID plan covers things like sanitising, temperature checks, people recording their code number or recording who attends each of our events, and lots of sanitisation. And with the food distribution, we have to be a bit more careful when fly. That's about all I've got to say about Camp Carlton, unless I've forgotten anything, Violet.
Other than just being super excited for all the entertainment we've got coming, and yeah, just we're putting a lot of work into making this place really safe, COVID safe, and that also starts with a lot of you. So a lot of you filled out the form and said you were willing to be camp crew, or you said you were willing to be help wherever needed. And those categories, and marshals, those categories are going to be, we're going to be contacting you and saying, please, let us know what days you can be around camp. We're going to have COVID marshals walking around with signs. They're going to come on the marches. So if there are, big marches like the youth march, we want to make sure that we're supporting them with QR codes. People can register and say that they were there if they, in case there's an outbreak or anything like that. We just want to be as responsible as possible. So it's a do it together movement, and yeah, we'd love to, hopefully you guys will join the Signal chats for your your self-nominated group. All right, cool.